Good evening, my beautiful friends. It's cold and rainy here in Southern Ohio today, and Brock said I'm ready for dessert. So I was like, okay, what am I gonna make? What do I have in my pantry? Because I'm not going to the store because we've been running for the last 3 or 4 days. Now that's what hill people call leaving the house, running. We're not physically running. Oh, heavens no. Running by leaving the house. That's what people say. We've been running all day. Not this kind of running. Just leaving the house. So anyway, we've been running the last few days. I could probably stand to do a little running. Probably wouldn't fare well. So anyway, I'm going to make a peach cobbler because I have all the ingredients in my pantry. And it's one of the first things I remember my mama. I have Kentucky was my mama. Ohio was my grandma. So my mama in Kentucky, I love going to her house and staying. And when I got married and we bought our first home, well, this home, we've been here now for almost 30 years, our first home that we bought. I would go pick her up and she would stay with me a couple weeks at a time. And then I would take her back home to Kentucky. So this is one of the first recipes I can remember her teaching me, aside from biscuits and dumplings. This was something that was quick and easy. She loved peach cobbler. I do too. It's simple, easy. I imagine you could change out the fruits if you wanted to. This is the only reason I remember this recipe because everything was 1, 1, 1, 1. And I could remember that. So let's get started. I'm going to call this Garnet's peach cobbler because my mama's name was Garnet. Isn't that a pretty name? A side note, I found out that my grandpa's sister on the other side of the family, her first name was Garnet, but she went by Marie. So I never knew until my cousin sent me some genealogy things and it said Garnet. So we got Garnets on both sides of the family. So it's a family name. And Joes, we have lots of Joes. Oh, my dad was a Joe. My brother, my nephew, his middle name is Joe. My brother married his wife. Her mother was Joe. And Joe's everywhere. So Joe is definitely a family name. So there you go. There you have it. Just a little piece of family history there for you. So I'm going to make Garnet's peach cobbler. We're going to get, look, I've got a new mixing bowl. We're going to try her out. So it's, like I said, it's 1, 1, 1, 1. That's the way I can remember it. So it's 1 stick of melted butter. And I've got like a little, this is a little 8x8 or 9x9. This is my little Pyrex dish. It doesn't, okay, it's 8-inch. It's an 8x8 Pyrex. Isn't she cute? I just love that collar. She's been through some things. Haven't we all? So in goes the butter, melted butter. Every great recipe begins with a stick of butter. Butter. Okay, we're just going to set that aside so I don't spill it. So in goes 1 cup of flour. 1 cup of sugar. And then 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So see, it's 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1. Sound like a song? I don't know. I shouldn't really sing to you guys because it's horrible. Okay, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. There you go. Just gonna give that a stir in that baking powder. Listen guys, here's something that I'm not always faithful about doing, but I really should be better about it. And I have been since I've been baking more, is make sure your baking soda is fresh. You do not want to use an old baking soda or baking powder. So check those expiration dates, throw it out, get you another one. I had one up in my cupboard that went over the rainbow. So out it went. Just going to stir those ingredients together. Now we're going to do 1 cup of milk. If I was fancy, I would already have this stuff set up. So you just got to watch me pour milk. 1 cup of milk. Okay. I'm going to set this. I always start a sink full of dishwater when I start cooking a recipe. So everything can soak while I'm with you, and then I can do my dishes because nobody's going to come do them. I've been trying for years. Okay. Put it in there. All right, we're going to stir this mixture up. See how simple this is? Delicious. Like I said, it was one of the first recipes I can remember in this kitchen that she taught me. She said, let's make a dessert. And I said, I don't know if I have anything, Mama, to make a dessert. She started going through my cupboards and my pantries, and she said, well, you got stuff to make peach cobbler. So that's what we did. Now, so the 1, you could do 1 can of peaches. I like a lot of peaches. So if it was up to me, I'd probably put 2. But I'm out. I couldn't find a can of peaches, so I had these. Same thing. They're just in a little plastic cup. I have 3 of these. They're going in. They're diced. Peaches are peaches. Using up what I have in my pantry. I want to make sure this mixture is good and mixed. Preheat the oven to 350. I don't know if I said that. You can probably hear Lola snoring. I'm not sure if you can or not. I sure can. That beagle needs a CPAP machine. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour this batter right over the butter, and you're not going to stir, okay? So you're just going to pour it in. Since we're not stirring, I kind of try to pour it everywhere in the pan. So today we're having to go with this for dinner. I get hungry for, I call them country ribs. They're like Western rib. They're a boneless rib, pork. And I got some the other day because I've been really wanting them. Brock's not a big pork lover. Like I said, I grew up on a pork farm. I grew up on a farm till I was 7. They raised mostly pigs. So I grew up eating pork. I love pork. So sometimes I just say, hey, you're going to eat it. So I've got those. I put those on this morning before we went to Brock's doctor's appointment. And they're cooked, and I will show you later what I plan on doing with those. Okay, so there we have that. We've got that batter poured right over that stick of butter. I'm going in with the peaches. I drained these. Looks like there's still a little bit of juice in there, but it won't hurt it. It's just its own juice. It's not a sweetened juice. I think I got a little ice cream in the freezer. Isn't that going to be good? I am just going to take my spoon, kind of stretch those peaches out. There we go. That's it for the peach cobbler, Garnet's peach cobbler. I'm going to throw it in the oven, 350 degrees for about 30 minutes or till it's golden brown and that center is cooked through. We'll be back to show you. Thanks, friends. Here we go, friends. Garnet's peach cobbler. Look at that. It's amazing. Now, it did take longer than 30 minutes. I figured it would in this smaller pan. So just keep an eye on it. You want that center to come out clean like a cake. Cannot wait to have this later after dinner. Garnet's peach cobbler. Make you some. Such an easy recipe. Hope you enjoy it. Once again, thanks for hanging out with me, friends. My little kitchen. Bye, guys.